hopefully it will stay up this time. I don't think we're going to recap all of what we did, just thank the sponsor.
Thank
winner,
our sponsor.
But,
Mm-hmm. Here we are.
Okay, there we go.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back.
Uh-huh.
Long time no see, right?
Mhm.
Hopefully just a couple minutes for y'all. We hope you're able to find this video. Our last live was just interrupted 4 minutes in, so we're going to start over as if we weren't here before. Hi, I'm Julia, the Marketing and Social Media Specialist, your host of WCN Live, here from our Wilson County News Break Room on Facebook.
Yeah, glad to be back. I'm Kristen Weaver, Director of Operations.
And today we are joined by
Tony Foster.
And Hattie Amsler.
Thank
Glad to
y'all
have
for joining
you.
us. We're going to be talking all about their store, the Hobson store, which does a little bit of everything, including some florals, which they've brought to display with them. So thank you to Price, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep for sponsoring this and many other episodes. They are hiring for all positions, so you can apply at pricecdrj.com. You can also shop for cars there at pricecdrj.com or visit them in person on Highway 181 South in Floresville before you hit the Walmart, but after Richardson Chevy. And you can shop cars or careers there too. So thank you to Price, and thank you to those of you who commented on last week's video. We already went through the process of drawing our comment contest winner for this week, Corey Larson. Miss Hattie did it just on that live that unfortunately got interrupted for some reason. Thank you, Internet. So congratulations to Corey Larson on winning the comment contest today. If you comment on this video while we're live, you'll be entered to win next week's comment contest, where we'll draw from the pool of folks who comment on today's video. That's how it works. If you comment while we're live, you're entered. So be sure to leave a comment so that you can win a C Street Gift Shop gift bag next week. And just ask Corey, he's won like 4 of them, so he knows how great they are. All right, so let's get back into our conversation. We were talking about who you are, where you're from, and what you do at the Hobson store.
Okay, well, I was originally born and raised in Hobson/Val City,
Yeah.
and we do a little bit of everything at the store. It started out with PVC hardware, whatever, and then we added balloons because the grocery store down the street decided they didn't want to do it again. Then somebody asked, well, do you do flowers? And we had just added on a whole bunch of space with coolers, so we decided, well, we'll try the flowers. And then they're like, well, do you have gifts? So we added gifts, so here we are.
Wow. Yeah, so it
yes.
seems like you're the owner, the business developer,
Yes.
the little bit of everything.
We have a little bit of everything.
Great.
Right.
Very cool. And how about yourself, Hattie?
Well, I just started working there, and that's all I do.
Yeah.
I do whatever we need to do.
Mhm.
I do the flowers, I run the hardware side, or bookkeeping, and
Fill in where you're
Yep.
needed.
Right.
Yeah, and I hear
you're there daily.
Yeah.
Every
Pretty
day.
much face of
Wow.
Hobson store,
Yeah.
huh?
That's pretty
Cool.
awesome, though. And how special to get to work with your mom and be her
Yes.
right hand woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes she wonders about that.
We make a good team.
Yes.
That was
That's
great.
good. Yeah, I know we can relate.
Yeah.
Mother-daughter duos over here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that is fun.
Yeah.
It is.
And I assume you were born and raised in Hobson as well?
Yes.
Yeah, very
Yes.
cool. All right, and so I know we've kind of talked about how you do a little bit of everything, but if you can you define what is the Hobson store?
Well, we're a family-owned business, and everyone's always welcome there. And sometimes we're staying late, and people come in and they need gas they run out, or a
Okay.
tire, and my husband's helped him out.
Wow.
We do.
Changed a couple tires.
Yes.
Mhm.
My girls have aired up tires for customers, whatever. So we just try to help everybody. We have some friends there that are like a family to us, and
Mhm.
we just do lots of things
That sounds
together.
so nice. You're
Yeah.
the center of that community, and
Yes.
you're responding to what the community needs, and
Right.
like saying, "Oh well, yeah, let's see what we can do."
Yes.
You provide these
Mhm.
like handy services that
Right.
everyone needs
Yeah.
at some point or another.
Mhm.
But then I also understand that you have products inside of your store that range in variety, from hardware to maybe little decor items, gifts that, maybe husband goes in looking for a certain tool and had to drag our little wifey along.
Yes.
And she
Mhm.
wants something to look at, and you've got it.
Yes.
So, and then you've got flowers.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
So,
Yes.
yeah,
So let's talk about where Hobson is.
I think that's a good place to
Mhm.
start.
So we're in
yeah.
Floresville. Hobson is located, you can get to the
South
community
On 181.
181,
Yes.
and that's where your
You
store
go
is.
through Poth,
On the
and then
highway,
you go through
yes.
Fall City, and then you're in Hobson.
There you
Yes.
go.
Oh, wow.
And if you blink, you miss it.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So you really have to be paying attention.
But
Right
a great
across from the
stop
Catholic
from that
Church, yes.
stretch of,
Yeah.
of highway before you get to Karn City, between Fall
Mhm.
City and Karn City.
Yeah.
So,
We're
yeah.
kind of in the middle.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. And are y'all right off the highway, or?
Yes, you would run into our building.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're on the highway.
Yeah.
Literally,
And that
yes.
Big
little,
round building.
like they said, across from the Catholic Church,
Yes.
and
Yep.
then
Okay.
We're
whatever.
right across the street.
What is that? There's a county road.
81. Well,
Or
in front of us
FM.
is 220.
Oh, okay.
181 and
Mhm.
220, yes.
Okay.
So,
Very
Great.
good.
So that gives us an idea
Mhm.
of where you're at. And so let's talk about the history of the store and how you came to own it. I know that may be kind of a long story, so.
well, I, of course, grew up there, and so when my oldest daughter was about to be in 6th grade, we had lived in Kennedy, and we decided we wanted our kids, we only had her at that time, to grow up in Fall City. So we found an old home across from the Brodowskis, Linda and Aubrey, who I knew as I grew up also. Aubrey had been in the community for his whole life, and we became very good friends. And my husband told Aubrey that if he ever retired, he wanted to buy the store, because when he retired from a construction company, he was going to do the store. And so in 2012, Aubrey said, I'm ready to retire, and we bought the store, and we have been there since then, and my husband has not retired, and that's been 10 years, so we just do everything. But
Wow.
Aubrey is in heaven now, and but his wife is our family, and we go, she comes to us, we take care of her, we help her, she helps us out with babies or whatever, and
nice.
so we do it all together. So,
Yeah.
and they started with Aubrey's store was his family's store, and it was a
They had
old
everything.
yes.
Yes. Meats and cheeses. You can go get ice cream.
What?
And
My youngest
Yeah.
called it the ice cream store.
adult beverages.
Yes.
and-
Yes.
It was like a mini Walmart.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
that's how those
With the
stores
hardware
were.
and the PVC
Mhm.
and electrical and
A little bit of everything that you
Yes.
could possibly need.
And then
Such a
in
neat little place.
2001, it caught on fire and burned.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
a sad day. But he
Yeah.
built back a small metal building and
Mhm.
continued the PVC and all that. He got rid of the meat counter, and I think his wife was glad about that because she hated cleaning that
Yeah.
slicer.
Oh,
Boy.
yeah.
And but yes, so anyway, he continued that, and then so when we bought it, my husband said we're going to add on. So we added on, like doubled the size of the building and added a bigger cooler, so we have more drink options.
because
And
we added lots of stuff back.
Yes.
Like Aubrey and,
'Cause
that's
and Linda had
good.
dwindled it down to just bare necessities,
Mhm.
and we needed stuff, so we brought more things back into the store
Mhm.
that
Yes.
like
Right.
our construction
Yeah.
company would benefit, and
and other
That's
people
good.
like
we were running out
sometimes
of room.
Yes.
Yeah.
some people come there because they can't find it anywhere else.
Mhm.
Because
Wow,
we
that's awesome.
do construction, so we have things that we know
Yeah.
we would
You
use,
would,
and
yeah.
so
That makes sense.
sometimes we're there to help
Oh,
people with
how
that
handy.
kind of stuff. So.
Well,
Right.
Elaine has shared that she remembers going to Bordowski's store when she was a kid, 60 years ago.
Mhm.
An occasional treat for them after stopping after church. So wonderful memories, I
Yes.
can imagine. And then that you're bringing that back and keeping that going
Yes,
in
we
your
do still have
community.
ice cream, just
Yes.
not Bluebell.
Yeah.
Well,
Aw.
what are your hours? Y'all are open probably
8 a.m. to 6 p.m.
like through the
Okay.
week?
Monday through Friday, and then
And you have
sometimes on
some-
Saturdays.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
It
We deliver
depends.
flowers 7 days a week.
Yes.
Oh my,
Yes.
amazing.
Okay.
We work all the
Mhm.
time, and if someone needs something at last minute, and they text me or whatever, we do
Like
it.
if they know you,
Yes.
then you're locked
Yes.
in.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to
Yes.
respond.
Right.
That's
That's
fitting,
great.
though. I mean,
Emergency
it's-
stuff, we can
Yes.
help out.
Yeah.
Well, because sometimes you're busy and you forget if someone
Mhm.
passes and you wanted to send something, and you
Yeah.
know,
We
just
have a water line break on the
Right.
weekend.
Mhm.
yes, we're there for that too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and
So.
that seems really fitting though,
Mhm.
because from what you've told us so far, it seems like Hobson is a very tight knit community. Y'all are
Yes.
just all there to help each other and be there for each other, and you know, like a community is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's really awesome. That, I mean, it's like a halfway point,
Yes.
basically,
Mhm.
between, I mean, what's the next closest HEB? How many miles away?
Kennedy.
You know?
Kennedy or
Yes.
Floresville.
Yeah. So you're
That's a good drive.
You're one-stop
Either way.
shop for anything that you need. Really,
Yes.
it seems. Yeah.
We do our best. We try.
Yeah.
We try to
Sometimes
help
we
out.
even pull cabs for.
Oh my gosh.
Our neighbors.
It's like, do you even
Wow.
want to say any of this out loud? Because like,
oh yeah,
no,
they
don't
might
tell
call
them.
I
Yeah.
know, they'll be like, can we get this here?
Yeah. Wow, that's an amazing
Yes.
response to the community.
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
I'm really interested in learning more about your flowers and the floral services that y'all offer. You know, how did y'all get into that?
Well, my mom always dreamed about having a flower shop.
Oh.
It was like her,
Okay.
she wanted to buy the one in Karn City at one point in time.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yes.
it didn't work
Okay.
out.
Yes.
And so then we took over the balloons from Pollock's grocery store, and they
Mhm.
decided to stop doing it, and just went from there.
Nice. It
So
really made
Mom's like-
sense.
It
One day
did.
she walked in and said, "I want to do flowers," and
Mhm.
I said,
You're
"Okay."
like,
And she
"What's
says
next?"
that, but she does an awesome job.
Yeah.
And we've come a long way. And
Bet.
when she does special things,
Mhm.
someone wanted fishing pole and hunting, and we did it for a loved one, and she does a beautiful
You get to
job.
use your
so
creativity
yes.
and skills.
Yeah.
So
It's beautiful.
That's
And
awesome.
then we expanded with the gifts,
Mhm.
and we have, we should start getting some Christmas stuff in. Like, we
Yes.
like to get lots of
Right.
Christmassy things or gifty things for the holiday seasons. And
Christmas and Valentine's especially
Mhm.
with the
Oh,
flowers.
yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
and we have Santa. We've
Mhm.
we do a Santa.
good.
My brother
He makes an appearance.
helps out Santa,
Mm-hmm.
and he's a wonderful Santa.
That's wonderful.
But this may be his last year. He said, just to do one more year. We'll
Mhm.
see.
That's what they say.
But we do it like we try to do it like on a Sunday afternoon, so that way, or right after church, something
okay.
convenient because once you get your kids dressed up, you don't want to
Yeah.
have to,
Right.
fight with them, and so we try to do it convenient or an evening, whatever
Mhm.
works, and just have people come in and they can take their own picture with Santa, and
Yeah.
it's just
Just a special little,
just
quick little deal.
yes.
Yeah.
So-
Nice.
That's really amazing. Like, y'all are really doing a little bit of everything.
Mhm.
Okay.
Uh,
And I
love it.
mean, so I guess that kind of answers my next question, which was going to be what makes Hobson store unique when compared to other retail stores or gift shops. And I mean, we've talked about how you're able to kind of alter your services, add things, just on a by need basis almost.
Mhm.
where-
pretty much.
You're there
yes.
for the
It's-
community.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I mean, you've given us plenty of examples of
Mhm.
that. But I want to ask more about your floral services, because it's not so often that you find, I mean, they're far and few between in general in our rural area, but on top of that, you can go in and shop for, maybe ice cream, or you want a sandwich, question mark?
Right.
No,
No sandwiches, no food.
No food, just
Okay.
just
Okay.
ice cream.
Just
Convenience
ice
snacks.
cream.
Although,
Snacks.
if sometimes I cook there, because we live there pretty much, and
Fair.
if someone's
Yeah.
hungry and it's like, you can
might
eat with
have
us,
something.
or whatever.
So you'd make a great after school snack
Yeah.
stop.
Yes.
Probably too,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Be a fun
Wow.
treat.
but yes, we do flowers for all occasions. We do a few weddings, not overly done in weddings, but
Yeah.
we do a lot of business at the school, like when school starts and everybody wants to send a teacher something or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
So
Or maybe
we kind of have
homecoming moms?
right.
No.
No.
Okay.
I'm not
No.
doing that.
No.
No.
She
There's
said
No,
no,
we-
thank you.
No, we're not going to get into that.
Yeah.
But we'll.
It's a
if
lot
they
of
want,
work.
Like a
And-
corsage or something.
Yes.
do a
Yeah.
corsage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do
There
prom
was
corsages
Keep it
and
floral.
but
yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
that's a very tedious job, and there's someone there that does it, and she does an awesome job, and so
That's her area.
it's her
Yes.
area,
Yeah.
She can keep
and she can
That's
keep
good.
it. She
That's
does. She's
fair.
got it down to
Yes.
No,
a
that makes
science.
sense.
So yes.
Mhm.
So
Well, as far as your florals go, do you have like a price range that you can tell us?
kind of match anybody's budget.
Mhm.
Wow.
If you wanted a single stem rose, you can come in and grab a single stem rose. If you want a big, beautiful flower arrangement, we
Mhm.
can do that too. So it's kind of whatever whatever your budget is.
Mhm.
We'll
Yes.
Right.
try and do our best to do what we can.
And you brought this lovely arrangement that is behind you here that we're all enjoying.
Yeah, I
Yes.
know, I'm just looking at it
Yeah.
while you're talking.
To put in our
Wow,
day.
okay.
Or if you have a certain color, sometimes we have
Mhm.
we have a few customers
Yeah.
that we know what color they like. They're
Mhm.
purple. Purple is very popular.
Mhm.
So we try to do a purple arrangement for their special occasion if their husband calls in or whatever.
Yeah.
So
And then you talked about, so you'd be able to help someone with their funeral service
Yes.
needs, weddings, and things like that.
yes,
Can
just
you
in
order like specific materials that you may not have in store if customers are, requesting them?
if
Yeah.
they give us time.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then
Imagine.
I have made, we had someone that wanted Dallas Cowboys, and I ran over to San Antonio looking for something that was Dallas Cowboys, because of
Mhm.
course it was the off season.
Yeah.
And so, things like that,
Mhm.
because
Try
I
to-
know it's a special time,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and
That's fair.
Yeah.
And how about, from your perspective as a professional in the floral field, can you give us any tips for ordering arrangements for some of the more popular reasons, like maybe a wedding or maybe sympathy or,
Tips on ordering, like
Yeah.
what to look for or what to expect, any guidance.
or even maybe things that you may ask a customer for, like,
Mhm.
like a price range, for
Mhm.
example, or, what
Um,
should they have in mind when they pick up the phone to call?
You'll pretty much guide them through the process,
Yeah,
budget,
right?
budget first.
and
Yeah.
If there's a
Um,
special
there's
color or
Yeah,
something.
that's
that
true.
means something to them,
Mhm.
or
Theme?
yeah, it
Probably.
just kind of
Okay.
it goes off of. I mean, every order is different.
Sure.
It's not all. We mainly do custom stuff. We don't
Mhm.
have a whole bunch of like
Processes for.
pretty much everything is custom.
No.
Wow, that's
We
pretty
do.
special. Yeah.
Like at Valentine's, I think she'll, like this past one, she had like arrangements that were
Yeah.
ready to go.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But most of the time we do them when they call, or
Yeah.
just because
As needed basis.
everybody's different,
Yeah.
and they just have different budgets of what they want to spend and stuff. So,
That makes sense.
but
All right. And so when it comes to what's inside your store on the shelves, I know we've talked a little bit about like ice cream, snacks, some construction type items. What else? Can you give us like categories maybe?
Well, on the hardware side, we sell the PVC pipe and fittings and electrical fittings and pipe, and then on the
Tools.
gift side and tools. And on the gift side, we have the simplified soaps and lotions that are made in Seadrift,
Ooh.
and just small little gift things.
Signs.
And we do the plants. We have fresh,
Okay.
Oh.
live plants, indoor
What?
house plants.
Okay.
That are
Oh.
also used for everything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Gosh.
flowers and beverages and
we sometimes use those in an arrangement.
Mhm.
We had someone that turned 21 and they specified White Claw in their
That's cool.
arrangement.
Yeah.
So,
That's
if they
Yeah,
want
neat.
something like that, we do
Mhm.
that, or candy bars.
Yeah.
yeah.
Some people want a candy bar arrangement,
Mhm.
but then some people want a flower arrangement with some candy bars in it. So,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Neat.
That is neat.
we just
Yeah.
do a little bit of everything.
Wow.
So,
Ooh, we sell hunting licenses.
yes,
Oh, good.
and
Okay.
hunting
Mhm.
stuff.
And
That's
hunting
important.
season's coming up.
Yes.
That's
right.
We do have hunting licenses,
Oh,
and
okay.
I try to have a little bit of hunting stuff, but
Mhm.
that in the last couple of years, it's been hard to get like hunting stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Interesting.
but I think we'll have a better year this year.
Yes.
of getting.
Good.
Well, that whole COVID stuff just put everybody
Oh, I know.
backwards.
Yeah.
It's catching up now.
How about fishing licenses?
The same, yes.
Yeah,
okay.
Hunting,
Fishing.
fishing, yeah.
Cool.
Yes.
So all of
It's all
the
of-
above.
Mhm.
Cool.
You can do one or the other, or a combo,
Mhm.
get the same together or whatever.
Very
Depends on
cool.
what you're doing. So.
Yeah. Very cool. Okay. Yeah, because my fiance just renewed his little fishing thing.
Awesome.
So I don't really know how any of that works.
Yeah.
It's always been like, yes, I've gone hunting, but my dad has always done all of the tags.
Yes.
and-
Yeah.
Takes care of
Right.
it. Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just there.
Just there for the fun.
Yes.
Exactly. And so, let's see. We've covered a lot of my questions, but I don't know if we've talked about why y'all each decided to get involved with the store. You know, I know that for you, y'all bought it because your husband was interested in it. What spurred you to, you know, go along with it? Did you see potential, or, you know?
He wanted to do it, and I was like, okay. And then we just...
You were taking care, you were really good friends with the family,
Yes,
so you
and
wanted to help
so
support them.
we just worked it out, and Aubrey, I could ask him questions and what to do, blah, blah,
Aubrey
blah.
came down a lot the first
Mhm.
year.
Yes.
I would call and be like, Aubrey, I need help.
Yes.
And he'd come driving
Yes.
over.
Yeah.
That's
Well, because back then we
Yeah.
also did a
Mhm.
bunch of, like, we have well stuff,
Water well
water well
Mhm.
stuff, and back then he also redid like the pressure pump things, and
Mhm.
there was a customer that wanted one, and so he was like, okay, I have to do this because,
Mhm.
so I put one of those together. He helped me put it all together, and so we
Wow.
just try to do that, but I guess really I have loved the store because of the people we deal
Mhm.
with mostly,
You
and
can
my
tell,
family is a
yeah.
part of it, and even my brothers, they come
Mhm.
visit pretty regular to buy this or that,
Yeah.
and so I guess really that's kind of just keeping it local, keeping it family,
Mhm.
and just helping however we can, I guess.
It's really quite special.
Yes.
It sounds like the hub and the pulse of the community.
Yeah,
Keeping it all
really
together.
does, making those connections.
It's great to have that.
Yes.
It is really
We
great.
try.
Mhm.
We try.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Well, I've reached the end of my question list, but were there any other topics that maybe I didn't cover, or anything else that you want to mention? Or are you doing anything special for back to school season?
I'm trying.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's
I
working
have
on it.
I have some ideas that I'll start posting on Facebook this week.
Ooh, sweet.
yes.
Okay.
Good.
And I'm guessing y'all are staying up to date with the sports and stuff,
Yes, and
seasons,
football's
and
gonna
Mhm.
happen. and-
maybe some themed goods.
Yes, definitely.
Sweet.
Definitely.
Okay.
It's
Because
fun.
my granddaughter's a cheerleader. I have to put that on.
Oh,
A senior,
yeah.
and so we try to do something special for her too. So
Mhm.
Very sweet.
yes.
Yeah, and she's at Fall City.
Yes.
still? Okay.
Awesome. Yep.
Awesome.
Yes.
So to keep up with all of that and your future developments and see what's going on at the Hobson store, where can we go?
Facebook.
Yes.
Facebook
okay.
and Instagram.
Yes.
I try my best to post pictures and stuff and
Mhm.
try to keep up with that, but it's also hard to do when you're doing everything else.
Yeah.
Fair,
And
yeah.
so, Facebook or Instagram, and we do have a website that people can order from, just like
Oh, cool.
designer choice flower arrangements, and
Yeah.
kind of see
Like
what we
the
have.
simple stuff.
Right.
And what is your website?
Sure.
HobsonStoreTX.com.
Okay.
Great. Alright, so very cool. I can go and find that
Mhm.
URL and plug it into
Yeah,
the
we'll include
description,
that.
because when we were going back live, I was like, I'm just gonna type that we got
Yeah.
put off.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
I'm gonna
well-
copy all of the normal stuff that you would normally see in the description into there. I promise. I'm sorry.
It'll be
But
there.
yeah, so
Yes.
that'll be there. So will your tag on Facebook, so it'll be
Yeah.
easy to find them.
Yes.
As well as the tag for our sponsor, Chrysler Dodge Ram and Jeep. I feel like
That's
this is
right.
probably a good time to bring them up because we're
Mhm.
kind of wrapping up.
Yep.
So thank you to Price for sponsoring this episode. I know that we thank you every time, but really can't thank y'all enough. And so you can visit them at pricecdrj.com or in person on Highway 181 South to shop for cars, vehicles, maybe test drive a little Jeep for fun, I don't know. Grab some free coffee while you're there if you visit them in person, but you can also visit with them about careers. There's lots of room for career growth. It's a very interesting industry to work in from what I've learned from interviewing them a couple of times on this show. But they are hiring for all positions, and I believe they're still emphasizing their service department is hiring. They've got what they're calling state-of-the-art
Oh, yeah.
facilities, which it really is. I got to walk through there and I was
Mhm.
like, wow, this is really clean for a car shop.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Check out their service.
So thank you to Price. Again, that's pricecdrj.com to visit them online to shop cars or careers. And thank you to all of you who've commented on today's
Yes.
video. Thank you also to Corey
Thanks for
Larson,
watching.
who won
Mhm.
again.
Yep.
So congrats to you, Corey, for winning a C Street Gift Shop gift bag. And if you'd like to win a gift bag next week, be sure to comment on today's video while we're live. But other than that, thank y'all
Yeah.
for joining us
Thank you.
today.
It's been
Thank
fun.
you for inviting us.
Yeah, it's been fun to learn about
Yes.
the Hobson
Mhm.
store and all of the crazy things that you do. It's not crazy that that's individual things, but it's
Yeah.
crazy that you're able to do them all.
Yes.
And from what I understand, is a very small team. So
Yes, very small.
Yeah, but it's been really fun getting to meet y'all and learn about what a special business that y'all have and
Thank you.
you provide your community. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you for inviting us, and we enjoyed
Thank
it.
you.
And come by and see us
Yeah.
sometime.
We'll
go
have to do
visit them
that.
in Hobson,
Yes.
right off of 181.
That's right.
When you pass Poth and enter Fall City, at what point in Fall City should you start slowing down in anticipation?
Well, you get past Fall City,
Yeah,
Through
past
Fall
it.
City.
and you'll
Yeah.
cross over
It's
the
about
river.
2.
Yes.
So you cross the
and you'll-
river.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
3 miles.
Yes,
Couple
as soon as you get
miles.
to the area where it starts to one lane,
Mhm.
and then
Yeah.
you go down the hill, and
You'll
you'll
see
see our
church
store on the right.
and-
Okay,
Yes.
so maybe
Mhm.
start
See
breaking
us
on
on
that
the
hill.
hills.
Yes.
Yeah.
And people ask me why we named it Hobson Store. Well, first of
Mhm.
all, it was like a spur of the moment thing. Like, what are you gonna name it? We
Oh.
have to, apply for the license for the
Mhm.
adult
Yeah.
beverages, and I was like, Hobson Store. And they're like, why would you name it that? And I said, well, because if you don't know where Hobson Store is in Hobson, Texas, then you can
Yeah.
find
Yeah,
it.
let's put 'em on the
That's
map.
true.
I like
Yes.
That makes a
So,
lot of
yeah.
sense.
yeah. So anyway,
Well,
That's
thank you
good.
so much for sharing with us
Thank
today.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And thank y'all for joining us today, and some of you for joining us twice, since we
Mhm.
got kicked off the first
Yes.
time. We always appreciate seeing y'all here, seeing your names in the comments, getting to ask the questions that you ask, and learn even more about our guests. So again, be sure to comment if you want to have a chance at winning a prize next week. But be looking out for another Facebook Live or WCN Live episode on Facebook next Wednesday at 10 a.m. So we'll see you then.
We'll see ya.
all right.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.